Hi guys, the last work that we need to do on this except for the test you'll take. I bet you feel good. First word we're going to talk about is plummeted. If the plane plummeted down to the earth, what did it do? It fell down to the earth. Oops. Pinnacle. What's a pinnacle? Well, a pinnacle is a peak. You might find it on the top of a skyscraper. Marvel. What's marvel? Well, think about it this way. If I marvel at somebody's ability, I have wonder. I think it's awesome. Chaperone. Have you heard or seen at the middle school dances, there's always chaperones? That is somebody that supervises. Eccentricity. Have you heard that maybe another word that you might have heard, it would be eccentric? That person was really eccentric? Well, eccentricity means weirdness. If you need to, pause. I'm going to be moving this down. And the last word is procession. Well, if we have a procession down the hallway, we have a parade. Okay, again, if you need to pause. Okay, so if we plummeted, we're going to mark that over with fell. Pinnacle, we said that was a peak. Marvel is to wonder. Chaperone is to supervise. Eccentricity, remember we said you're eccentric? You might be a little weird. That's all right. In a procession, remember that's somebody walking down the hall? A parade? Okay, let's go ahead and choose the best word. The very first electric lights must have been a blank to people in the past. Was it a marvel or a chaperone? Well, let's think about it. Chaperone means to supervise and marvel means a wonder. Well, the first electric lights would have been a marvel. Our class formed a what and walked from our classroom to the gym? Well, it's either a procession or a pinnacle. A pinnacle is a peak and a procession is a parade. So I'm guessing you formed a parade or a line and walked down. My dad is going to come along to blank us on the field trip. Well, is he going to come along to eccentricity or chaperone? Eccentricity means weirdness and chaperone means to supervise. So I'm guessing he's going to chaperone. The skydiver leaped out of the plane and blanked towards the ground. Did he plummet or marvel? So did he fall towards the ground or did he wander towards the ground? He fell. There are many famous artists who are known for their procession or parade or their eccentricity or weirdness. I'm guessing eccentricity. It takes a lot of hard work to climb to the plummet, falling, or pinnacle, peak of Mount Everest. Well, it would be the peak. Okay, if you have any questions on those, make sure and ask your Zoom teacher. I'm going to erase these and we'll look at the little extra question. And the question is, what adjectives would you use to describe James? List them below. Do you think he was brave? Do you think he was nice? Do you think he was eccentric? Do you think he was, I can't even think of any more, but put down any one that you can think of. Okay, here we go. On to our multiple choice. What did the people of New York City do after the plane lands on the ground? Do they destroy the peach? Do they put James and his friends in jail? Do they have a parade? Do they roll out a giant apple? Well, they had a parade, remember? And what does James do at the end of the story? Does he write a book? He plants a peach tree? Does he find the man with the magic crystals? Or does he build a house for his insect friends? Well, remember at the end when they talk about who wrote this book? It was James. Okay, what causes the police and firefighters to stop fearing the creatures on the peach? Well, they see James and they see that he's just a human boy. So, I have to ask you, what would you have thought if you saw all those large insects who could talk, no less? Okay, long answer. If you were James, would you allow the children to eat the peach? Now, if you remember in the parade, they had a big long parade and then the kids asked if they could eat the peach. Well, what's your answer if you were him? Now, we know he let the kids eat the peach all the way just to the pit of the peach. What would you have done? A little extra. Now that you finished the book, would you be interested in reading other books by Roald Dahl? Why or why not? Was this a book you liked? Was this a book that you kind of didn't like? Go ahead and let us know. Let us know if you'd be interested in reading more books by this author. Well, we're down to the title for this section. Now, it's just writing whatever title you think would be good for this section. Would you say A New Home at Last? Or Heroes Welcome? Whichever thing you can think of, go ahead and write it. What happens in these chapters? Well, we had quite a few things. We had the fact that the peach and the people fell and landed on the skyscraper. Or we should just write the peach landed on the skyscraper. Were the police and the firefighters, when they saw the insects, how did they feel? Well, they were afraid. When they see James, how do they feel? Well, they feel amazed. So, what did they do for the group? Well, they have a parade. So the city holds a parade for them. Well, then what happens to everybody? What does the book tell us? Well, each of the insects learn to do something for the city, right? The earthworm digs subway tunnels. The lightning worm lights up the Statue of Liberty. So we'll just say each of the insects has a job in the city. what happens to James? Well, James, he takes the Peach Pit and he lives in it in Central Park and he writes this book. Okay, now number 3, what's your favorite part of this section? Go ahead and write the sentence that tells what your favorite part was. And down at number 4, what new words did you learn in this chapter? If you have any questions, make sure and ask your Zoom teacher on Zoom. Otherwise, you will need to take the test, and then I will contact you with a Zoom link where we will watch the movie together. So I look forward to seeing you guys again so that we can watch the movie.